Do you wonder why you tend to run away when there is conflict, or why you tend to become combative when there is conflict, or why you tend to just freeze and not be able to move or not be able to defend yourself when you feel like you are in danger? Well, this video is for you. My name is Dr. Idara Iyang. I am a general practitioner and a mental health coach. And today is the first day on a 7 days free online course on practical steps you can take to combat or to overcome anxiety and stress. So we'll be beginning today by talking about understanding anxiety. Now, what is anxiety? Why do you get anxious, and how to recognize when you are getting anxious? All right, anxiety is the body's way of defending itself when it feels stressed. Okay, it could present physically, emotionally, or cognitively. Physically, it could be an increased heart rate. Emotionally, it could be a feeling of fear, or cognitively, it could be you overthinking. All right. Now, why? What's the mechanism behind that? Okay, so our body has been equipped to be able to help us fight some stressful situation or help us defend ourselves when we feel like we are in danger. And that is actually a good thing. Okay. So that is where we start talking about things like the fight and the flight and freeze and fawn stress response. That is the stress response that makes you run away when you are in danger. Probably, for example, you see a lion or a tiger in front of you chasing you, or you see someone coming to attack you, like physically harm you. The fight stress response would make you run away or sprint away. Or probably the type of person that instead of running away in the face of danger, you just freeze, like you just stand still, and you can't even move. When the person is coming at you with that dangerous weapon attacking you, you just freeze and stand there. That is a freeze stress response. Then there's another one called fight. When somebody is coming to attack you with a weapon, you go ahead, you pick up a weapon and you attack the person. That is the fight stress response. And it is something called fawn stress response. Is kind of similar in abusive relationships, where, for example, you have an abusive parent and a child. The child might start doing things that is not in their best interest, like just basically trying to please their parent, overly please their parents, even when it is detrimental to them. They would do everything to please their parent because they are afraid of the result of not doing what their parents asked them to do. That is the fawn stress response. Now, like I said, the stress responses, the fight, freeze, flight, fawn stress response is actually good, because it helps you protect yourself from danger, helps you fight danger and escape danger. Now, usually in a healthy mind, after the trigger has been removed, like after the person that was pursuing them with a harmful weapon has stopped pursuing them, the stress response also ends, But in an unhealthy mind, even in the place or in the space of no danger, the person is still having those stress responses in their system. And what is responsible for the stress responses? It's the nervous system. In the nervous system, we have the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is responsible for, making you activated, making you anxious, like making you ready for war if you have to go to war. While the parasympathetic nervous system is responsible to calm you down when you're not in danger. And usually, as you can imagine, in 24 hours, even if you go through a stressful situation, in 24 hours, our bodies is mostly being controlled by the parasympathetic, because you're not always in a stressful situation like 24/7. You understand? Probably you have to rush to work. After rushing to work for like 1 hour, the remaining 23 hours or the remaining 20 hours, you are supposed to be calm because you finished rushing to work and you've gotten to work and then you're doing other things. You understand? So in a healthy mind, the parasympathetic nervous system is usually in control most of the time than the sympathetic nervous system. But in an unhealthy mind, the sympathetic nervous system is more in control. You start having the fight, flight, freeze, and fawn stress responses, even when there is no apparent danger in front of you. So that is what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about how to make sure that you are mostly in the parasympathetic nervous system phase of your mind most of the day. And how you can do that is by identifying your triggers. So I just mentioned an example, which is you are late to work, and so you are like really stressed and you're like really rushing to work. That could be a trigger. It could be work related. It could be family related. Maybe you're having family issues. You're having stress with your partner, your husband, your wife, or stress with your children. Things are basically happening in your family that is stressing you out. You have to identify your triggers first, because if you cannot identify your triggers first, you will not know what to do when your triggers show up. And then later on in another day, we'll talk about even when you are not having any triggers around you and you're still feeling anxious, how are you going to ensure that you activate that parasympathetic nervous system to enable you calm down, to enable your mind become calm. So we're going to round off this video by me giving you some stress self-awareness exercise for you to do. Okay, so number one, I would like for you, like I said, to identify your trigger and then identify how your body reacts to those triggers, or how your body reacts to stress, basically. So remember at the beginning of this video, I told you that when you're feeling anxious, the key symptoms could be physical, emotional, or cognitive. Physical is basically like increased heart rate, increased blood pressure, surge of adrenaline, and then the emotional could be feeling of fear, feeling of restlessness, and then cognitive could be you overthinking. Okay, so I want you to sit down and figure out when these triggers show up and I start feeling stressed, how does my body react? Okay, because we don't all react in the same way. Some people overthink and then some people don't overthink. Some people become extremely restless while some people sleep all day. You understand? So we have to figure out when you are stressed, how does your body react to stress? And I want you to take a piece of paper, write down your triggers, identify, be more sensitive to when you start feeling stressed as a result of those triggers, and then write down the way your body reacts. Do you overthink? Does your breathing get faster? Let us know. Okay, so write it down in a piece of paper, and you can use today to do that. And then tomorrow, I'm going to show you some breathing exercises and some grounding exercises that you can use to combat those stress when you start feeling your body getting stressed. Like when there is a trigger and then you start feeling stressed, and you then start having some symptoms of stress like overthinking and breathing too fast and high blood pressure. What do you do next? Okay, we'll be talking about that tomorrow, and I'll be showing you the practical things you can do right there and then when you are feeling physically stressed. The breathing exercises, the grounding exercises, everything. Okay? Yeah, so thank you very much for joining me today, and I will see you in my next video tomorrow. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share this video with friends and family, with the people that you think need this video the most. Thank you for joining, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.